everybody, mums and a halfling, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel's Midnight Suns. In the last episode, we got Scarlet Witch back, and yeah, we're just continuing on from there.
Our vision of the one Lilith serves bonds us, Hunter.
Okay. Major friendship, mushroom hunting. Okay, let's do it.
I wasn't certain at first, but Charlie seems different since my return.
What do you mean?
She's more alert and sure of herself. You can see it in her eyes and the way she walks. It's obvious Charlie is happy for your return.
I'm so glad she's still around.
I do not know how I could do this without Charlie at my side.
There's no question you two have a bond. I didn't realize it was so deep.
A hellhound gave up hell to walk beside me. How could I not return that loyalty?
Yeah.
That is the loveliest expression of friendship I've ever heard.
Oh, I've got so many things that I have need of getting rid of. Passion in the Moonlight, University Love Tale of a powerful sorceress and mysterious traveller from Canada, and their brief romance. Well, I think that's a Wolverine thing. Burning Skies in Combat, Stoic Companion, Common Life Endless Trials, a guide based on the writings of the greatest known Stoics history, including and Black Bolt. Sure, you can have this.
Such an amazing time.
Hey boss, head to the forge.
Hi,
Something
Tony.
you need to see. It's not Strange in his pajamas, though I will let you know if that happens. He has these matching slippers with curly toes. A real Santa's elf vibe. But that's not relevant. Come to the forge, okay?
How do you
Robbie was not on his A game last night.
How do you know?
Today is the first in a long while I haven't awoken to see doom clouds gathering on the horizon. It's a refreshing change of pace.
Well, that's good.
We successfully retrieved the Gamma Accelerator and brought Wanda home. No wonder your mood is lighter.
I'm so glad we kept the accelerator out of Lilith's hands. Although Tony's notion of stopping the prophecy is doomed to failure because the only thing
interfering
that
with my
can stop
USB
Chthon
order.
is Chthon. But that's a worry for another day. Today is about optimism.
It's okay then. Okay,
I could not help but notice you left Wanda out of your optimistic worldview. Have you spoken to her?
Not yet. I went to sleep last night hoping I'd have clearer thinking on the matter this morning, and it remains foggy.
Do you really think you can avoid talking to her forever?
I don't know yet what I would say to her. I still feel guilt for allowing her to fall to Lilith. Perhaps I'll follow Caretaker's lead here and wait to see what she does.
Your instincts are sound. Trust them. The little voice in your head never steers you wrong.
Most of the time, I suppose I'd agree with you. Except for the times that voice is Mordo projecting his thoughts into my mind.
I would like to talk more, but there is still much for me to do.
what are you testing,
Too
Captain?
much, but I appreciate the time you gave me. Be well.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to even pick up the Gamma Accelerator.
Telekinesis?
Prop? I can't tell you how great it feels to have the Gamma Accelerator back. Seriously, total game changer.
You are well.
But we can't start passing out the party favors quite yet. If we don't find Johnny Flametop and grab the Parchment of Power, this thing is just a glorified barbecue lighter.
Well, if we do not get the parchment from Johnny Blaze, we will all be barbecued. Each of us slowly roasting on spits over the wreckage of our world while salivating Lilin wait to feast on our flesh.
Wow. So that is a very clear image that is totally not going to come back to haunt me while I'm trying to go to sleep tonight. Thank you for that, Hunter.
You're welcome.
And if we do get the parchment, you really think you will be able to stop the prophecy?
My appreciation of magic is evolving quite a bit thanks to you. It'll be tricky, but I think it's possible.
Whatever you are planning on doing, you should move quickly. Our time is running out.
Like I said, we're halfway there. Just gotta find Blaze, grab the page, blow it up, and next thing you know, we're kicking back on my yacht in the Bahamas. No matter what, though, this whole thing has already been completely worthwhile.
Yeah.
Oh? And why is that?
Because right now, I'm looking at the Gamma Accelerator, and Bruce Banner is looking at an empty spot where the Gamma Accelerator used to be.
Exactly.
So, do you think Stark can pull this off?
It's a risk. A big risk.
I think the guy's a genius, but come on. It feels like we're pushing all our chips on this one bet.
If he manages to pull it off, our prayers will be answered.
And if he doesn't, we gotta be prepared for hell on Earth. You want in on this discussion, Hunter?
Yes.
Cap and I were just having some words about Tony.
I hear a bit of hesitation in your voice.
The thing is, I've seen Tony like this before. He becomes fixated on one idea to the exclusion of all others. Sometimes the results are great. He can split a molecule and make it rain in the Sahara. But considering the danger we're
Has he actually done that,
we can't
or?
afford to have anything less than absolute perfection. Otherwise, I'm afraid too many people will die.
I know the danger all too well, and I would say your concerns are valid. The question is, what to do about them.
I don't want to completely derail the plan, but I do think it would be wise to have an alternative ready to go.
Meaning?
We need to start walking, talking, and planning as though this prophecy is going to come true.
Yeah.
So what do you plan to do? Are you going to confront Tony?
I'm not sure what that would accomplish. Our skepticism aside, no one wants this plan to work more than we do. We'll just have to cross our fingers and hope, like everyone else.
Yep.
Here's hoping Tony can pull this off.
That's all we can do.
I understand you spoke to Wanda this morning. Tell me, how is she faring?
Perhaps you should ask her yourself. I'm sure she would like to hear from you.
I'm not ready for that. I can't imagine that she doesn't feel some semblance of betrayal on my part. I was the one who gave up on her, and long before she fell to Lilith. I just thought she was lost to us, beyond saving.
Down.
No one has been purged of Lilith's corruption before. I didn't think it was possible. But you and Nico made it possible. This isn't easy for me to say, but I'm sorry for ever doubting her.
Good.
Well, Nico is a remarkable witch. It was her perseverance and creativity that enabled her to do what no witch has done before. All the credit goes to her.
There you
Yes,
are.
I see that. I have underestimated her. A mistake I won't make again. I can't help but ask, what was it like, purging Wanda of Lilith's corruption? Did you suffer any strange effects I should know about?
Did I have a vision of the Temple of Cthulhu?
I did experience something you should know about.
What's that?
I had a vision. I believe it was the Temple of Cthulhu.
I don't remember no temple.
No, that would mean...
Cthulhu is almost upon us.
Then we'd better get to work. Well, that's enough of me monopolizing your time for now. We'll talk more later.
Mirror table. Okay, requires a general mission. Venom is not available. We could do the Morbius mission. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. Okay, so we need Morbius and Blade. That's all. As the sun rises over New York City, the heroes must face a new breed vampire.
Getting word of another attack. Vampires in Central Park. Right before dawn. Can you imagine?
Dawn?
I knew this was coming, just not so soon.
The city is in enough chaos.
We'll handle it. No problem.
Ah, Blade. Ever the optimist, hmm?
Right. Since Captain Marvel was in that, what was it called? Cutscene. Let's bring her on the mission for once. I think that's good enough. Let's go. No, you're not allowed with cords. Don't tell me we're gonna stop another feeding frenzy. Really? Vampires afraid of Morbius?
Look at them. The sun will be up any minute now. They don't seem to care.
Then let's make them care.
Let's go.
You're gonna need a few more.
Feeding frenzy. Defeat all vampires, protect the civilians. Vampires, feeding frenzy will attack civilians, blah blah blah. We all know this. Of course.
Yes, I'm afraid they'll have to cancel their picnics and ball games for today.
I'm sure they're more worried about surviving.
As they should be. I know this must pain you, Blade, to see your turf overrun like this. All that work.
Seems like you're trying to piss me off.
Am I that transparent? In honesty, I heard you fight harder when you're angry.
I'm fond of that tactic myself, Doctor. As you can see, he doesn't always buy it.
Or maybe I only play along when I feel like it.
I'm sure.
Without sunlight to fall back on, my job is about to get a lot harder.
You see, there's plenty of other tools at your disposal.
Nothing scares a vampire more than the sun. It sure motivated you.
Fair point.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Ouch!
Objective complete. Stop the feeding frenzy. Don't tell me you're now available in the sunlight. Oh no. Great, now we got more problems. Please tell me it isn't permanent. Dracula.
They do not fear the sun.
I'll give them something to fear.
No. Allow me!
Defeat Dracula. Complete the mission. Be cautious when Dracula with bleeding heroes. High chance to counter bleeding attackers. Dracula also health whenever damage. Blah blah blah.
So,
Great.
wait is finally over. How long has it been since you felt the sun on your face, Doctor?
Centuries. The better part of a millennium, in fact. But you already knew that, Blade. And thanks to your unlikely ally, Dr. Morbius, I will battle the dawn for eternity.
I cannot allow that.
Forceful knockback if target has
My
bleed
children
quick.
will finally know true freedom. The power to rule the day just as easily as we rule the night. Rule the night? Maybe in some rat hole in Transylvania, but New York is my town. That is all about to change. Just as it began, your legacy ends with the rising sun.
You should have known better.
Game.
I think they can arrest you for that in New York, Blade.
Not good
Boom.
enough.
Okay. Now that that's done, end the turn.
More fuel for the fire.
Why is it always 4 vampires per thing? That's not fun at all.
My salvation and my curse all began with you.
A common refrain from vampires who haven't yet accepted their profound gift.
Not everyone wants to feed on the innocent. You never did understand that.
I understood perfectly well. I just don't indulge in weakness.
Should have tried harder.
I don't think anyway. Yep, Blood Frenzy. We don't know what he's going to attack.
Take a good look at the sun while you still can.
Your confidence is inspiring, Blade. It must be nice that gives you such spirit.
Take a lesson, Morbius. This is how you piss me off.
Noted.
Alright, let's do this.
Warmth is invigorating. I'm sure my feel it too.
The cold grip of death is the only thing they'll find here. All my efforts in vain.
Boom. Jack's out.
Your mother.
Well, that's awesome. We did it, Lytton.
Lost children. You disappoint us. Betray us. Shed the blood of your own. No one hurts you more than family. Join us in the light. We won't ask again.
You won't. But not for the reason you think.
I'd get in the sewers if I were you, Drac.
I don't understand. Why aren't you?
To mass produce the serum, you diluted my sample. Yes, it protected you from the sunlight, but each use of your powers burned more of it away.
Ah.
You are, as they say, running on fumes. And when those expire, so do you.
This isn't over.
It is, for now. Unless you'd care to stay for a walk in the park.
How can the bat still... That makes less
Back to
sense.
the sewer, where he belongs.
That's less surface
Are you
area.
disappointed we didn't destroy him?
Nah, he always comes back. But knowing he's got to live with that humiliation almost makes it worth knowing you.
What a great team. Team Vampire for the win. Not Team Vampire. Team Vampire. The hunger. The Lord of Darkness steps into the light. Morbius, the living vampire.
For
Hey,
once,
Morbius.
my failure of science has worked to our advantage. You might not believe it, Hunter, but this ordeal with the sunlight serum is finally over. Dracula has nothing.
That is fantastic. I knew you and Blade could take care of business.
Mm-hmm.
The sunlight serum is so diluted it no longer poses a threat. The vampires have been cast back into the night, where they belong. I don't think I can properly express my relief. Hunter, if you had not been there to lean on throughout all this,
I wasn't
do
in the
not
last
know
mission.
how I would have survived.
This plague of vampires put stress on the whole team. We supported each other.
You are too kind. I'm glad I found such a welcoming family of heroes. And about that, Hunter, you should know that I will remain committed to the Midnight Sun's greater mission. You all helped me in my time of need. It is only fair that I return the favor.
Well, thank you, Morbius.
Your support is much appreciated.
Marvelous. But before we move on, we must make one final decision regarding the sunlight serum.
We?
Well, yes. I value your guidance. My prototype sample is no more, but I still possess my research notes. I could continue my experiments in the hopes of curing myself and maybe others, unless the risk of it falling into the wrong hands seems too great.
I say while we're dealing with vampires, don't. But for future exploration, I would say, yeah, go for it, dude.
You are too emotionally close to this problem right now. Store your notes in a safe place until you have time to reflect on the best path forward.
I had not thought of that approach, but it does have merit. I do not know when the right time will come, but I look forward to that day.
Yeah,
Thank you for your help, Hunter.
no problem. Because that is a thing. If he does truly want to be cured of vampirism, now isn't the best time. However, there will be a right time.
Ooh, now that Wanda's back, I feel like the band is finally back together. Can't wait to get some one-on-one time with her. Miss that witch.
Go easy on her, Robbie. She's been through a lot. It might be a while before things go back
You
to
don't know
normal,
she's right over
then.
there, guys.
Normal? Since when were we ever normal? But Nico is right. Wanda might not be as social as we would like her to be.
I just want to make sure she knows that we love her and are happy to have her home.
Maybe start slow with something familiar, like a movie night.
Blade, you just read my mind.
Wow, really? What am I thinking now?
You must have a mind for it to be read, Robbie.
I meant let's have a watching party in Wanda's honor.
I think she's really gonna like that.
You were right, Blade. Morbius proved very useful today.
You know, even I'm impressed that he stared down Dracula.
So, did the two of you bury the hatchet?
We're not exactly friends, but I appreciate his experience in the field.
Sounds
That's
like
more you
someone
can-
is developing a grudging respect for the living vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. Just don't tell him I said that.
Hey, that's more than he can say about
Grudging
Deadpool.
respect is the first step to real friendship.
It's time to drop this, Hunter.
It seems we can finally put this ordeal with Morbius's serum behind us.
Thankfully, we have more important things to focus on now.
Hunter, thank you for not being overly harsh with Morbius.
I only did what seemed to be right at
Yeah.
the time.
I would say you are wise beyond your years, but you have more years than most of us put together. Maybe that's what makes you so discerning.
And still no wrinkles.
Indeed. I am just glad that Morbius found some peace of mind. I am familiar with that journey. It's not easy. Be proud of your part in that, Hunter.
Can't believe I'm saying this aloud, but I think I figured out Dracula's master plan.
Ooh.
Go on.
There is a Lilith connection, but it's not direct. Dracula is acting like he knows the world is coming to an end. Didn't expect him to be an apocalypse prepper, but here we are. Think of every play he's backed so far. Some of his plans overlap, right?
I had noticed that.
That's because he's throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. It doesn't matter what plans fail. As long as one succeeds, he wins. The good news is, we're foiling his plans
What's
faster
overlapped?
than he's setting them in motion. If we keep nipping these buds, he'll have nothing left. Let's debrief on the latest. Looks like Dracula's plan went up in smoke. See what I did there?
Yes.
Is the sunlight serum truly gone?
Dracula still has a supply, but it's barely effective, as you experienced. For a master plan, this one was a real dud.
Dr. Morbius may have a different opinion.
Hey, if he deems it a bigger threat than I think it is, I'm happy to run it down. But for now, Central is tracking all mention of the sunlight serum or anything like it. Unless it finds something, I think we're done here.
May I join you?
You can sit over there. Forgot how relaxing it is to just zone out and watch a good movie.
You of all people deserve to rest. I'm happy to see you got some.
Oh, is that why you didn't bring me with you today? Because I needed to rest?
That is not what I meant.
Yeah, it was. Now that you're here, you might as well join us.
That sounds lovely.
All right.
Okay. So you two are happy standing, or...?
Wanda, are those three women witches?
They are.
They do not seem like witches.
That's because they don't know they have powers. Yet.
What movie are
And
you
if
watching?
they did, they would be wise to hide them.
Reminds me of how all the witches tried to hide themselves in 17th century Salem.
Times really haven't changed that much. If there is one thing I know for sure, it is that power frightens people.
Yeah.
And when people get frightened, well, you know. You literally lived around the times of the Salem witch trials.
I was a young child, but yes. Caretaker and Agatha were terrified of being found out in those days.
I know the feeling. Sometimes I just wished I was, you know, normal.
What is
Things would have
normal,
been
truly, though?
Easier for me growing up.
Why would you want to be normal when you were so extraordinary?
Are you joking?
Your star is too bright to be dimmed. If it bothers or frightens other people, that is their problem, not yours.
Mm-hmm.
You really believe that?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. So do not get boring on me, Wanda. Boring people do not save the world.
All right, point taken.
Are those witches actually charmed by that awful man?
Well, he is the devil. Sort of.
Then why do they not just turn him into a toad or banish him?
Because they're good witches, Hunter. Like I hope to be one day.
Nico, this post is restricted to the Midnight Sun, wanders back when none the worse fall where, and our plan went off without a hitch. I can barely believe it. I'm so glad she's herself again. Not really, she's not 100% Wanda. What do you mean? She's happy to be back, isn't she? Yes, but she is not whole. No thanks to Strange. Strange had nothing to do with this. He had nothing to do with her. He did not come to her aid when she needed it. That's not going to help, Wanda. That is why we are having movie night tonight, like we all used to. Something normal for her. I can't read properly. Everyone listen up. I don't want to hear another person dunk on Johnny Blaze. You don't know. What are you doing? Here, come here. You can help me read these, as I know I can't. You didn't know what it's like holding something so vile none of you do. Robbie, a man like him is too weak to carry such a burden. Just because you had a bad experience growing up doesn't mean you can take it out on someone else. Roberto Reyes, you will apologize for what you just said. What, we're all adults here? We can defend ourselves. Robbie, you know what you said was wrong. I will not hold it against you this time. Okay, let's drop this. Where are you now? Why are you always there? Let's drop this. I don't want people to trash him, is all. I will always tell you what I think, but I will use less sandpaper in my words about Johnny Blaze unless he gives me reason. Thanks, and I'm sorry, I was out of line. Yes, but you are Robbie, which makes it very difficult to hold a grudge. Now, Wanda Maximoff, I never expected to meet you, Hunter, much less grow closer to you. If you have time, would you meet me at my room? I'd appreciate it. I have time. See you there.
Thanks for coming out to meet me.
No problem.
You wanted to talk?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you a question, if that's all right.
What's the question?
Ask away.
Why are you being so nice to me? I mean,
Because
I was your mortal enemy at some point.
You were not.
I was the one who, with Agatha.
That was not your fault.
Wasn't expecting you, of all people, to warm up to me.
We all make mistakes, Wanda. And we all deserve a chance to make up for them.
Well, I've made some pretty big ones. Some would say unforgivable, even. Not sure if you noticed, but everyone seems to be afraid of me around here.
Not everyone.
Except for you.
Nico's not. Ileana. Robbie and Blade. Better be feared, been loved. You're not that scary. What about Magic and Nico?
That is not true. Nico and Magic are not afraid of you. And neither are Robbie.
That's literally what I just said.
Yeah, they are. They just don't want to hurt my feelings by showing it. Anyway, I just wanted to say, thanks for not hating me. Or something along those lines. I'm glad you're here.
Those ley lines.
You too, Wanda.
That's a common palette for Wanda. Well, let us do some stuff around.
Meet me at the mirror table ASAP.
No. Gamma coil.
This should be interesting. Sometimes I even impress
Feeding
myself.
Frenzy. Of course, the bane of my existence becomes a card. Consume all bleed on the target to deal remaining bleed damage immediately. Carol, the crew use dating apps. The Supreme Intelligence likes to play Matchmaker, which removes the need. But there is a galactic dating app. Did you ever use it? Of course. I couldn't resist a good swipe game. It made me pretty open-minded about what's really a deal-breaker. 3 heads are where I drew the line. Explain. I could never figure out which one to talk to. Makes things real awkward real fast. Ileana, any deal-breakers? Breathes fire. No dragons for you. More for the rest of us. Nico has a crush on Fing Fang Foom. You heard it all. Oh, sorry, you heard it here. Hey, boss. Oh, God, why is there so many? Hey, boss. You never know how multiple teams will work together. Good thing you're here to keep the wheels greased. I'm in my room, bored out of my skull. You have a few to chat. You always have interesting things to say. Unless you get this later, in which case I may not be in my room. Although, if you do want to chat, I can be in my room again. I call it Schrodinger's cat. Schrodinger's chat. I don't get it, but I'll head to your room.
Well, don't get me wrong. I love the book. Read it cover to cover. Twice. Then I put it down and had a great night's sleep. Haven't had one of those since I came to this fun house.
Is your bed uncomfortable?
Oh, the bed is fine. It's all the other stuff that's been keeping me awake. Cold drafts, whispering voices, footsteps in the hall, footsteps on my ceiling, footsteps under my bed, footsteps on my bed, random stuff moving around. But last night, slept like a baby. All because I read the book and am starting to learn. Is it crazy that I'm actually kind of enjoying this?
Mm-hmm.
I am so glad you did not get spooked and run out of here. Facing the unknown can have that effect on people.
I mean, I might have considered it. A couple times. But I'm glad I stuck around.
Because of our friendship?
Yep, that. And the fact that there was some kind of shadowy thing lurking in the hallway outside my room most nights. I didn't dare open that door.
I will have to figure out your next lesson. It should probably involve some sort of artifact.
The more ancient and forbidden, the better.
I will see what I can do.
Well, I can't express my thanks enough. You're taking all the spooky stuff and making it a little less spooky.
I guess you will have to come up with a new nickname for Strange, then.
Oh no, he stays Dr. Spooky. I may be getting comfortable with all the oddities around the Abbey, but he still weirds me out.
You and Strange are like two sides of the same coin. You know that?
Yeah, I'm the scientifically engineered metal alloy coin, and he's the wish you make when you toss it in the air.
I should probably put some thought into a suitable artifact for you to study.
I mean, I did just
sure,
get
I'll
this
be
cool
fine here.
necklace.
And if I see anything floaty and undead, I won't even yell.
I'm sure. 54 gloss. I'll handle this too. If 2 Iron Man cards are played in a turn, plus 1 redraw limit. Okay, 1 per turn. That's not too bad. We can do this. Why can't we do this? Summoning circle. Oh, because Cap isn't available. Okay, you're tired, you're poor, you're huddled masses. Okay, so vampires are launching a brazen daytime attack on homeless encampment. Alright, so they can still go in the daytime. Great. So Storm and Hunter are going on this one.
I think Dahlia might be hiding with the Morlocks.
The Morlocks?
The underground people.
Mutants who live in the tunnels beneath the city, and who stay away from the X-Men. There's a homeless encampment by an entrance to the Morlock tunnels. Vampires have attacked it 3 times this week.
Great.
That cannot be a coincidence. Do you think the vampires are hunting this child?
I don't know. The city's most vulnerable
Could you
population
stop, please?
is being erased. Mutants and humans alike. Disappearing from shelters.
I may have to move Ralsei over to
Vampires
here.
go after anyone the world would
I do have a Ralsei plush.
Or even notice.
Until now.
Sorry, what were you guys saying? Let's go with Tony. Let's go. Why do you like this so much? Just walking from side to side? I thought you said this was a daytime attack. Oh no, not another feeding frenzy. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
Quickly, we must help them.
Save everyone you can, and keep your eyes open for Dahlia.
I'm looking.
Me too. I just don't like what I see.
Right.
Confidence is high.
Feeding frenzy, yep.
First it was the children. Now it's the city's unhoused population. These depraved creatures have no shame.
They do not seem to feel anything at all. Only their hunger drives them.
And yet they're still on the trail of Dahlia, with these people.
And you're in the right place. At the very least, you can deny the vampires their next meal.
Next.
And in a city as renowned as New York, these people have still been left behind.
The lack of empathy is not unique to this city, or this time. Society often turns its back on those who are different.
Goodbye, humans.
before?
Okay.
Here we go.
Get you out. And then we can use that fire over there.
Because it looks like junk. This shouldn't take long.
Okay, that part was pretty easy. Now time for the next part. The Morlocks. Maybe. Not sure.
Being watched.
Let them watch. Give them no cause to fear us.
It's all right. You'll be as good as new.
So Dahlia's ability is to heal.
Dahlia?
Aurora? What are you doing here?
I tried to find you at the orphanage, but...
But what?
It seemed you were in distress. I wanted to help.
I'm not the one who needs help. Look around you. I can do more here than wearing a fancy yellow suit.
She's not wearing yellow.
The Morlocks took me in. They just welcomed me into their family. But now someone is trying to tear our family apart.
I am so sorry.
No, you're not. You say you're all about protecting mutants, but it's only the ones who live in that mansion. You don't even see people like us.
That's not true.
What happened here?
We were attacked by creatures. We don't know what they are or what they want. Most of us fled after the last attack. Some are too wounded to move. I just need more time to heal them.
What can we do?
Stop them?
You really want to help? Stop those things from killing my family.
Sure, let's do it. And Linton's in the background again. Fatal enemies complete the encounter.
These vampires are truly stockpiling victims. There is something much greater at work here.
As if their torment to these people was not enough.
It is never enough. There always seems to be a darker purpose waiting to reveal itself.
At least it keeps us busy.
I can't do anything.
These Morlocks, they live here beneath the city? Have I not seen them before?
These sewers have been home to all kinds.
They've survived by avoiding their counterparts on the surface. Many people do not want to see them.
The modern world continues to expected better.
Leave it to me, draw 2,
We must
plus
find
2
these other
redraws, gain 2
victims
fast, on
down the
redraw, gain 1
Who
count.
knows what suffering they've experienced at the hands of these vampires?
There are endless tunnels here. It will not be easy.
It never is.
Back there we go, something I can use.
I will deliver you.
Did it.
For the rest of us.
I'm sure the Morlocks will be grateful, in their own quiet way.
What are you doing? Please explain. I'm sorry, that was a possibility. That was a possibility?
Dahlia! It's over. You're safe.
Thank you, Aurora. And the rest of you. We're not used to people looking out for us.
Is there anything else we can do?
No, we'll be all right. I've healed the others. We'll move where they can't find us.
Dahlia, you don't have to be alone. The X-Men would welcome you.
Thanks, but I'm not alone. And I can't abandon my family for yours.
All right. And if you ever need me...
You'll be the first we call.
Goddess be with you. All of you.
Mm-hmm. Nice little 3-star rating there.
Hunter, I have a favor to ask.
What do you need?
Storm seems off. I haven't seen her like this before. Can you speak with her?
No problem.
Of course, but why me?
You both know what it means to lead. She sees you as a peer, whereas I will always be her student. You may be able to reach her in a way I cannot.
All right, I will seek her out.
Thank you. Oh, and don't tell her I asked you to do this.
You were right about the Abbey being special. It's beautiful out here.
I like to come here when I am feeling down.
Subtlety is not your strong suit. You want to ask about Dahlia, yes?
Dahlia believes you only care about the X-Men who choose to join. Her words hurt you.
Not exactly, but they've left me to wonder. And the act of self-reflection is often uncomfortable.
I do not follow.
Her comment has caused me to think about how I treat my students. I don't think I choose favorites, but what if I do without realizing it? Regardless, I'm relieved to see her safe and happy with her found family. I'll keep worrying about her until the vampires are taken care of.
Fair enough.
I relate. The Midnight Suns are my family, and I share the same concerns over their safety.
That almost sounds silly, worrying about people with powers. But I appreciate your words. It feels good to know I am not alone.
Yeah.
I think the fear is natural. Having abilities puts targets on our backs.
That is a good point.
Just because we are strong does not mean we are invincible.
Yeah.
Where were you when I was a teenager? That's what leadership is.
I was in a
Knowing when
coffin.
to step in and when to respect boundaries.
How do you know?
They'll straight up tell you. Or you'll just feel it.
Sounds complicated.
It gets easier with time. Thank you for coming to check on me, Hunter.
No problem.
Leaders often have to take these burdens on by themselves.
I am not a leader.
Oh, please. I call it like I see it. Is there anything else?
How did you meet Dahlia?
I learned of her through the X-Men. Once mutants hit a certain age, their powers manifest. I went to offer Dahlia a place at Xavier's school, but she turned me away.
Was that the only time you approached her?
No. The second time I tried, the orphanage told me she had run away. I'm thankful she found companionship among the Morlocks.
I've never heard of a Morlock before.
Morlocks are mutants who are visually distinct. I'm hesitant to call them different, but they avoid the X-Men.
Different?
Some Morlocks may have a gelatinous body, while others have horns growing from their head. Again, visually distinct.
Doesn't Ileana have those things that come out of her head when she's in demon form, though? What do vampires
Do you
want?
think the vampires are after Dahlia or the Morlocks?
Or both.
It's hard to say. I do not know what they would want with either of them.
Probably vampiric
Dahlia
power
and the Morlocks
abilities.
are both mutants. Maybe the answer lies there.
It's possible there's a connection there. I'd rather destroy the vampires before we find out for certain.
How did it go? Is she alright?
We talked. I think I was able to lift her spirits.
That is a relief.
It is sweet that you care for her.
Yes, yes. My heart of ice can melt on occasion.
Good to see you getting all buddy-buddy with Storm.
How did you know I was just with her?
I can, smell her on you.
Are you very familiar with her scent?
We were close.
Let me guess, you will not elaborate.
Nope.
What do you know about the Morlocks?
Morlocks aren't bad, you know.
Who says they are?
Society, mostly. Just because they can't pass as normal doesn't mean they deserve to be living in the sewers.
Could they join the X-Men?
They could. But the Morlocks don't trust us. Can't blame them. They don't trust anyone.
Anything else on your mind?
What can you tell me about the Morlocks?
I know mostly what you do. They're mutants who live beneath the streets of New York. I read through their shield file. For the most part, they're harmless.
Why does S.H.I.E.L.D. have a file on harmless mutants?
They have a file on all
Groups of
mutants.
unknown mutants who live off the grid is a thorny subject in this country. I don't like it either, but until that changes, S.H.I.E.L.D. will keep tabs on them.
I never noticed that before. What is that? What the heck is that?
About the emo kids meeting, there's a problem.
What's up?
Wanda asked to run the show. Everyone was fine with it until caretakers showed up.
Sarah taking control. How surprising.
I don't blame her. Wanda's magic killed Agatha. It's hard to let that go.
Why are we meeting? I thought we already knew how I died.
Exactly what I've been saying.
Wanda doesn't think we do, and I believe her. So, you ready to head to the meeting and hear her out?
Yeah.
Lead the way.
This was a mistake. I shouldn't have brought it up.
I disagree. Your theory is sound. We must know the truth.
Wanda already took Agatha from me. I'll be damned if I let her take my child.
The one standing behind you?
Ah, damn it. I didn't mean for you to hear that.
I understand why you said it. What is this about?
It's not worth your time to know.
Please, tell me.
Wanda says there's more to your death than what we saw. She claims she can reveal the true manner of your death.
I cannot hurt to try her suggestion.
It absolutely can. Her magic is chaotic. She could lose control and kill everyone.
Good thing you were here to help her.
Exactly.
Help her? After what she did?
Who better than you?
All right. Listen to her if you must. But if you proceed with the ritual, I can't lose you, Hunter. Not again.
I didn't mean for this to happen. I just wanted to help.
That's fine.
How?
I spoke with Dr. Strange about your visions. That got me thinking. The last meeting, specifically the moment of your death. I don't think that's where your life ended.
The last time we did this, something felt off.
Good, you felt it too. There is a subtle magic at play. It clouds your perception, distracts from what is real.
Why are you so certain?
I felt it twice before. Most recently, when I was under Lilith's influence.
And the first time?
When I killed Agatha. I had no warning I'd lost control until it was over. Something masked the danger from me, from her.
It was not your fault.
No matter what Ileana wants to believe, I am responsible for Agatha's death. I can never make it up
No,
to
it's what
anyone
Agatha's
else,
told me.
to Sarah, to you. But I will do
And from what I've
everything I
gathered.
can to make things right. My magic works by creating what I most desire. It can also strip what is illusion from what is real. You deserve to know what truly happened. Please, Allow me to help you.
I am ready to proceed.
All right. What is your last memory before your death?
Lilith trapped me with the Darkhold. I could not move.
Then I shall remove the veil. And now, your death revealed. What do you see?
Lilith approaches. I have never seen her so determined.
And now, child, you shall be free.
Still creepy.
Indeed.
I cannot move. Yet I hear myself shout.
What the?
My body lurches toward her. None of it my doing. Lilith struggles against her own limbs, but cannot control them. My hand reaches for the Darkhold. I see fear blossom in my mother's eyes. I touch the Darkhold.
No!
It washes over us both. The world flares white. And then, there is nothing.
So the dark power from the Darkhold killed us both.
Okay, what is with that voice?
And who directed the hunter's movements?
Someone who could hold Lilith in place.
Cthon?
That's alarming. I'm sorry. There's nothing more. That's when the hunter died. Don't apologize. You showed us what we could not see.
I don't know what to think. Was someone else there, and did they kill Lilith?
Those are difficult questions to answer.
At least we know to ask them. Hey, we'll get to the bottom of this. We're emo kids. We can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we had. You taking off?
Not just yet.
In a minute.
Another mystery resolved. No more reason to assemble the emo kids.
You sound disappointed.
I am, somewhat. This kept me distracted from the state of the Sanctum Sanctorum. Reminded me I could still be useful. Perhaps that is the lesson.
You see? Now you know.
What we know is disturbing.
Truth is often disturbing. We both learned that lesson years ago.
What we just saw, it's difficult to comprehend. I know I have questions. But what about you?
No one else was present when I faced Lilith. Whose voice did we hear?
No one I recognize. If Lilith had just recovered the Darkhold, she may have used it to summon a dark spirit.
If she did, it seems like she lost control.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps. I pray it was just that.
Could it have been Cthon?
That's what I thought.
Speaking through the Darkhold? Perhaps. But why draw you towards the book? What was there to gain?
I'm still unclear on how I actually died.
The magic of the blood courses through you and your mother when you both touched the Darkhold.
Mystical feedback?
That's my theory. It's a dangerous book. Perhaps more so than we thought.
I should get going.
Very well. Good night, kiddo.
Yes?
I'm proud of you for pushing through all this.
No thanks to you.
Thanks.
Well, good night.
Good night, Caretaker. And we'll talk to Scarlet Witch in the next episode. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, anything comment, any games I play, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.